What kind of bag is that?
Angry Birds.
Interesting.
Okay. Mike McGrady. When and where were you born?
Akron, Ohio, in 1947.
Where did you go to high school?
Garfield High School. We were city champs a couple years in a row. We got bumped out once or twice. Once.
Did you play any sports?
Football.
Okay.
I like football. I ran some track. I just wasn't fond of track.
Rather hit people than run away from them?
Yeah. And well, no, I didn't have that. My brother had that special thing. When he said he was gonna run across town, he would run across town. You know, he'd run to the south side, the west side, or the north side.
Do you have a big family? A lot of brothers and sisters?
Just him. Well, my older sister, who I thought was my aunt for years, then I find out she's my stepsister,
Okay.
and my brother, my baby sister. You know. That was it. We started messing around with the judo. I was 10.
You were 10? And who was your first teacher? How'd you get into the judo?
It was Payne. His name was Payne.
David Payne?
David, yeah.
I've been doing a lot of homework lately over the last few weeks with names. So
He was a bad boy, man. They didn't, but he didn't mind hurting you.
Okay.
He'd hurt you. I'm 10 years old, and them old tumbling mats
Yeah.
sound like a 22. The way he would throw us. Hey, so you know, you had to fall. You had to know how to fall. And for whatever reason, I fell in love with the falling part.
I like it too.
Because there's so much you can do to a person that's throwing you. And the killer is, we're not even talking about weapons. You know, just so much you can do in the setup. You throw me 9 times out of 10, if I'm not doing the hoopy thing, I'm going to be right at your feet.
Okay.
And this arm is not going to be like that. I'll be like this.
Okay.
So you trying to pull up, and you pulling me up, which actually brings, what, 3 weapons, or feet, hands, into the whole game. Yeah. Because right there is where I want to be. I don't want to be out there. I don't want to give you any room to do anything. Well, I'll just kick him in the head. Well, you have to be able to get your legs up to do that. And this right here, you can't. You got to pull me up to pick a leg up.
Okay. So you started judo with David Payne.
Yeah.
And let's see. Did you train with Miles Lampkin?
Yep.
Okay.
I was judo for about 8 years, and I went into Goju.
Okay. With Lampkin?
Yeah.
And Nixon was there?
No, Nixon didn't come along for a few years later.
Okay.
Right? But most of them guys, I had been training with Kinos for about 8 years. Most of them. In reality, you know, you have to stick to that regimen, man, because people don't understand the movement. It's actually a soft movement with the judo, but now Goju is hard. I don't do that. I had a back injury back in '84. Yeah. And I punch hard, or I'm a blocker. Oh! And it was like, so I softened everything up.
Okay.
here, everything. Punches instead of this tight fist, loosen it up.
I like the loose way too.
So if this, it would be this loose, but it would be like this, and then on the impact, is where, and I didn't need all of this.
Yeah.
I start shortening things up. So, and I was down in San Antonio then, but I was still in communication with Professor Shy. And yeah, it was
So you left Akron to go to San Antonio for a little while? Oh, was that the recent San Antonio trip?
Well, I was in California first. I was out there for.
Is this before David Payne?
No.
After David
It's
Payne.
after.
Okay.
But I was a grown ass man. I left here. I was 27. And I'd do stuff. I'd have a student sit down and I have him count the punches. I said, "Now I'm only going to punch with this hand." Right. And it was so fast that they would be at least one behind. There'd be one they couldn't see.
Okay.
I never asked which one. All I know, your count's not right. But I know I threw 5 punches. And they're saying, well, no, it was 4.
Okay.
But then, they're used to seeing it here. But if I deliver a punch, it's loose. I might bring a movement in, hit you again. But it's not a step, it's a movement here. Bam. So
Where was David Payne teaching when you met him? School, at church,
East
bowling alley?
Akron YMCA.
East Akron YMCA.
And then he disappeared, and my dad died.
So he just jetted? He just took off?
I don't know where he went. I don't know what was happening in his life. He was that kind of way, but he was a bad boy. He could stand in front of you and kick you in the back and paralyze you. You can't move. In other words, he had a thing where he would do like this with his foot on the side of your leg.
Okay.
It looked pretty, but you got big guys that a little loose. He'd never be able to sit it down. But most of the time, when he did that, he was in it. He'd already let you know. He already throw the shit out of it. Yeah, he was something else, man. He got people mess around because he was short, but he built like he was a weightlifter, man. I mean, he wasn't bulk. He was just solid. He was something else, man. But then when my dad got killed, Shy told me, he said, "Come down to school." So I came down to school. So it was on then. Because when I went down there, because David disappeared, and all of a sudden he reappeared down at East Akron Community Center. And I'd go down there.
Did you know Gene Chicoine?
I didn't know him personally. I knew some of his guys. I'm thinking about Tony Clark. Tony wasn't with, he was with Anderson, I believe.
Okay.
But
I know Chicoine, Ong, and George Anderson and the Shies were all together for a small period of time with Thurl McClanahan. There was a time when they were all together.
I do not know.
Okay.
I wasn't there. He kept all his business.
Yeah, he was pretty secret back then.
But we just go to different places and different little events, and everybody needs a Uzi.
Yeah.
And I love all and I'm gonna make you look good. Shit, and you bring a little kid out there like that, he's gonna feel like he made the throw.
Yeah.
You know. So it's like that's what he did it. And something we see something or somebody would try something, you come back and say, you look at it and say, oh, when you do this, sure enough, every time the counter. And we had one guy, I can't even think of his name now, because they fell out in the end. But this guy would hit a Uchi Panta. And when you come out the air, he's still in the air. He, bam!
On the wraparound Makatomi Uchi
Man, no, that's a throw.
Yeah.
Uchimata. But when he kicked up, he did like that, but he went up in the air with you. I've not seen anybody do that since him. Winston was his name. Yeah.
I heard that name mentioned today.
Ooh, man.
Okay.
He was something else.
And this was back with McRae, Willie, Winston, Lynn Haslam, Mitchell Sewell, Calvin Davis.
Okay,
These
well,
sound familiar?
yeah.
I'm just throwing names out.
Yeah, all of them sound familiar. They got a picture with all of them on it somewhere.
Ah, with James and Eugene Shy together, and
All of them.
oh, I'd love to see that.
All of them. I don't know who has that picture or not, but
Okay.
that's when they first started. It was in the 50s.
Yeah.
But you know, hey, I come along. Matter of fact, my dad got killed. I think I was about 17, 18, something like that. I was out of school.
How did your father get killed?
Car accident. He was a workaholic. He worked 2 jobs. And then they found out he was working 2 jobs, and fired him from the main job. So he picked up, a job where he was working with one of my uncles, great uncle or something, doing carpenter work, stuff like that. But shoot, man, it was a trip. And when I went in there and I moved, and the belts, oh, that's David's boy. As I mimicked like that. And I always had trouble learning stuff slow.
Okay.
I hit it slow, then fast. So, and that was it, judo, man. I had, when I went to high school, matter of fact, I had one of the linebackers decide, because I had weighed about 135 pounds. Walked 50 yards, threw me down in the goal line.
Okay.
And I looked at him, I said, don't grab me again, man. And he grabbed me. Next thing you know, he's down on the ground, don't know how he got there. And I got him pinned, and I had him in a wrist lock.
Okay.
And he couldn't get up. And it's funny, I look back at it now, it's really funny. Because I tell him, I said, okay, call me Uncle. 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 Come, Uncle. Man, he was close. He was around. Back then, he was a line. No, he was around 200. Yeah, it was 135. So that started another thing. I ended up having to do something to a couple of the tackles. They grabbed me, wanted to do something. What you gonna do? Well, you got me in the air. What the thing is, you gotta know what I'm gonna do.
Sure.
So I would do something to give them a little pain, and they let me go.
Okay.
So it was just like that, but
there was a name that came up I hadn't heard before, Willie Williams. You know who that was?
That had to be one of the older guys.
Okay.
Now, he might know me, I don't know.
Okay, now, I don't remember where I got all the names from, cause some of them I've looked up stuff online, just trying to piece stuff
Mhm.
together, and I just write down any name associated with it, okay.
But man, it's like we would train all the time, and then when I went into the karate some 8 years later, I got my black. It took me 7 years, and I come in one night, and you got a couple of older guys that you don't see a lot that was there, and then you had the brown belts and green belts and yellow belts and white belts. So he made you start with the white belts. You can't throw the white belts.
Okay.
So they need to know what it's like to make a throw. So I wouldn't give them the throw, but now if they got in, there's one of them that got in really good. He took that opening and he went with it. It was really good. It was okay. So then you go up. Yellow belts, green belts. I gave the yellow belts hell because I couldn't throw the white belt. So I'd fight I'd throw the hell out the yellow belt. I'd spend my time because I got to go through this whole line. There's about 13 guys there. Shoot,
It's a lot of fighting.
so come to the brown belts. That's a little more intense because they got a brown belt. And well, I've been working out with them. Bam, there you go. The other brown belt, older dude, not as easy. But I put him down. I didn't choke anybody that night. And then it came to the black belts. No, the one brown belt, Larry Boyer. Matter of fact, his shop is still down there. I think he's dead, but he used to work on cars. And he was massive, man.
Larry Boyer.
You know, they joked about it, but his brother was massive as well.
Okay.
And they was out there having an argument.